Edges out Steve Redmond. In midfield, Neil McNabb and Tony Grealish will share the workload, allowing Graham Baker to break forward to support the City Cubs in attack. Simpson and the two 19-year-olds, David White and Paul Molden. Imre Varadi providing experienced forward cover on the bench. Manchester City still paying the price for financial excesses in the past, and home wins are vital for their survival in the First Division. Howard Kendall has greater ambitions for Everton's season and left his team selection until the morning of the match.
Well, I felt that Kevin Langley's performances in the last few weeks really have taken a little bit of a dive, and I felt it was just at the right time now to bring him out, give him a rest, and make a change. There's a few options open to me. We had Warren Aspinall and Dave Watson available to us, and also Neil Poynton, and I plumped for Neil Poynton to come in the left full-back position today. Paul Power can play all along the left-hand side, and he'll push further forward into the left-hand midfield position, which I'm sure he'll be capable of doing a good job here on his return to Manchester City.
Everton then will Neville Southall in goal. Neil Poynton at left-back hasn't started a First Division game since March. Paul Power now in a four-man midfield, which has Trevor Steven and Kevin Sheedy, usually the two wide men in the engine room. But the strike force is, as usual, Graham Sharp and Adrian Heath, with Paul Wilkinson the substitute. Well, with their injuries, Everton will be satisfied at being 5 points off the pace at this stage, particularly as three of their absent internationals, Peter Reid, Gary Stevens and Paul Bracewell, are starting comebacks in the A-team this afternoon. The referee is John Lloyd, who has played in the Football League a handful of games for Wrexham in the mid-60s. Before the start of a match which brings out partisan feelings, a quick view from onlookers with particular interests.
I think obviously with throwing the two young wide players on David White on the right and Paul Simpson on the left, I think they're looking to exploit Everton down the flanks and hopefully get the balls into the penalty area for young Paul Molden, really. I think hopefully the chance will come nice and early so Paul can get the opportunities.
I think if it can be won if we get Neil Adams in the game and we can get a lot of good balls into our front players. Also for City, they've got a couple of good wingers, and I think they need looking after. That can be won on their side as well.
Heath is onside, Sharp going for the near post, and Goodman blocking the danger area twice. His injury worry, a damaged right thigh, and he was out on the pitch this morning, testing it out. Derek Mountfield had come forward, couldn't make contact. Poynton going in with a foot raised, but the referee saw nothing wrong. And Suckling's hesitated, Adams setting up the chance, and the goal is from Adrian Heath. Perry Suckling, who had what he described as the worst game of his short league career last Saturday at Arsenal, found himself in no man's land then. He started to come, and then realised he'd made a mistake, an error of judgment, a good early cross from Adams, and swept in by Heath. He scored now the last three Everton goals here in the First Division. McCarthy drops easily for Heath, who picks out Adams, three waiting for the cross for Everton. Adams, who's really learning his trade in the spotlight of the First Division. Harper. City really needing to hold it up further forward to give their back four time to settle down. Harper can keep the pressure on. Sharp up above Clements. Stephen, possibilities again for Everton here. Heath. Stephen. Well, it was a strange route by which the ball eventually arrived with Perry Suckling. Heath's header, one would have thought, was directed at goal and going well off target until Stephen, who'd been at the hub of the move earlier, stuck out a foot. Heath came in here, and it was a straightforward stop for Suckling. Wilson. White. Winning it in the air against Poynton. And Malden scurrying across, making Ratcliffe hurry his clearance. There was a better angle in the pass then to suit White. Oh, Gidman almost caught McNabb unawares. Simpson coming in. Here's Sharp holding it up skillfully. Good running ahead of Stephen by Adams. And Adams is in the clear. Another chance for Everton. And he looked again to repeat the dose towards players arriving in the middle. Sheedy was there, but so too was Adrian Heath. And maybe Neil Adams passing the ball here and passing the responsibility. He didn't seem to want to go on and take the chance himself. Simpson. Malden, neatly done. Simpson. The harassing from McNabb. Gidman, White pulling wide on the right. And options on both sides for Manchester City. Here's Wilson. Baker. Grealish. Not a goal scorer by instinct. Stephen. And here's Sharp. Wilson the defender. And Wilson the winner. That was just the sort of scare that Manchester City could do without. But the sort of defending from Clive Wilson that they will appreciate. It's not always the strongest part of his game. Here's Grealish! The home side beginning to settle now. With all three midfield players involved here. Grealish a foot or so wide. Poynton. Again Wilson in the right place. And that's a push surely on Malden. No. But City have possession. Wilson, Simpson outside him, and Adrian Heath working back. Credit to him, but not to Wilson, or perhaps his teammates who might have given him a call. And then Paul Power's back heel doesn't come off. McNabb, Gidman with space, White to his right, Malden and Baker in the middle. This is David White. The quick corner to McNabb. Baker. Well, the corner was taken so quickly that neither Clements nor McCarthy, who was setting off from the back to lend height, could get there. Sheedy. All wide midfield players will tell you they love the extra involvement in the centre, as Trevor Stephen is getting and Kevin Sheedy today. But that was rather lackadaisical, and Simpson, and now Malden might profit from it. Malden against Mountfield. And with a scoring run like he's had at Main Road, 6 goals in his last 4 home games, he's really entitled to try the ambitious shot. Misjudged this time by McCarthy. Heath, Sharp, caught Adams. Sharp's touch alone deserved the goal. A short, simple side foot, but delivered with great awareness. After Heath had got the ball back to him, Sharp sent Adams in, and the finish was hurried. Adams. Wilson's had to be schooled in his defending. It's out of play to Wilson's relief. For a long time it looked as though Clive Wilson was going to As we look again at Adams, Clive Wilson was going to make his career in midfield, and it might yet happen that way. He's got such a good left foot, and left-sided defenders are hard to come by. On from White, and Molden is clear, and shows the clinical finish that marks him down as a tremendous prospect. He's hardly had a sight of goal. It was wonderfully done. He raises the eyebrows. Manchester City are level with 5 minutes to go before half-time. Well, Paul Molden is buying Manchester City some time. They badly need some of their young players to do the jobs of fully grown men. Molden is coming through, and after Everton had scored 5 minutes into the half, City equalised with 5 minutes of it remaining. City must keep their concentration though here, particularly Suckling. One or two complaints about the way Sharp jumped in. Suckling certainly felt it. Suckling still just trying to get the muscles moving again. Sharp certainly entitled to jump to challenge for the ball, but he does have a bit of a reputation in the game, Graham Sharp, of jumping into players as well. Sharp. In fact, the pass was intended for Poynton. Heath got it there in the end. Clements. First to recover though was Trevor Stephen. Harper, and the flick was from Heath, and it was going in. Till blocked. Brought away by White. Only Molden ahead of him for Manchester City. He gave his side some breathing space then. Well, City know that their young players will get better. They've got a lot to learn, and the good, honest core of professionals around them are giving them space in which to show their skills now. Grealish, who comes into that category. Simpson was running into a congested area, but Grealish saw the opportunity for the direct strike. Mountfield. It is half-time. Everton went into the lead with Adrian Heath's 6th goal of the season, but Paul Molden tied it up 5 minutes before half-time.
I think we need to step the pace up a little bit. I think after the first 20 everything was going well and we got the goal, and I think we need, as I say, we need to just pick the pace up. I think we've kept their wide men reasonably quiet, and I think the boss will liven the lads up for the second half and take it from there.